Tensions between Israel and Iran escalating. Within the last hour, Israel launched what it's calling preemptive strikes against Iran. An Israeli military official said his country targeted nuclear sites, but he did not identify them. Joining me now to talk about this is national security expert Ron Beeb. Thank you, Ron, for joining us on short notice. We appreciate it.
Sure, Kimberly, good to see you.
You too. Okay, Israel launches strikes against Iran despite President Trump recently saying that he did not favor Israel going forward, and just this morning saying that it may hurt our ongoing talks with Iran. So in your take, why now?
Well, I think part of the reason they went because of the talks with Iran. The Iranians said that they would not give up their uranium enrichment, which is necessary for building a nuclear reactor, of course, but also for building a nuclear bomb. The International Atomic Energy Agency, which is a UN watchdog that keeps track of these things, yesterday came out for the first time in 20 years criticizing Iran and saying it was non-compliant with its non-proliferation obligations. The Israelis have attacked other reactors in other places before, one in Iraq in 1981. That's when I was at the IAEA, and that was quite a crazy day. And also in 2007 against the Syrians. It's called the Begin doctrine, and that is when Israel will go in and attack any nuclear facilities that are developing nuclear weapons or could develop nuclear weapons that could be used against Israel. So I'm not surprised. And let's remember that yesterday, the president asked for a voluntary evacuation of military dependents, U.S. military dependents throughout the Middle East. So he knew something was up. And I suspect he knew that Israel, as soon as the IAEA came out with this criticism of Iran, was going to attack.
It sets off fears of an all-out war between two of the most powerful militaries in the Middle East, and then Secretary of State Marco Rubio putting out just minutes ago a statement that said that this was a unilateral move by Israel and Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. So what
Well, that's
could
the
this
right
strike
move to
mean?
make, in my opinion. However, Israel and the United States are seen as joined at the hip by Iran, and so we would have to be on high alert, and I suspect we are, or else we wouldn't have had that order for the evacuation of civilians' dependents. So I think that we have to be on high alert, and although we are not supporting Israel in it physically in terms of attacking Iran, I believe we will be supporting Israel to protect it from missiles and drones that are likely to come from Iran as a direct response of this attack.
How does this affect our talks to contain Iran's nuclear program that are ongoing?
Oh, I'd say it's quite in the toilet at the moment, especially if there's an attack on nuclear facilities. And I expect them to be major attacks on there's at least 4 nuclear facilities. One is Natanz, another is Fordow, another is Isfahan, and the other is Iraq. And there's also a nuclear center in Tehran, which I'm sure was attacked. There's another reactor that's there that could also be enriched. So Israel has had contingency plans for this since at least 2005. That I'm aware of, probably even before then, but the United States has entered into negotiations, both in Democratic and Republican administrations, to keep a nuclear weapon from falling into the hands of the Iranians, and it looks like the Israelis have taken the initiative to make sure that that doesn't happen.
You've already alluded to the response that's expected, a missile drone attack against Israel now. Describe what you think may be Iran's response.
Well, I think they'll likely send missiles and drones like they had a couple of months ago with very, very little success, because there is something called the Israeli Iron Dome there, as well as there are armed forces, air forces that are shooting down drones and rockets as they approach Israel. I would expect that to happen. Israel has already sounded the sirens, and they're expecting to get hit. The other things we need to worry about are we have the Fifth Fleet right there in Bahrain. We have troops in Syria as well as in Iraq, and not to mention bases in the UAE and Oman. So I mean, we have to be on high alert because we not only support Israel, but we also suspect Iran may attack us.
And we hear you. You've said it twice. High alert. Much to talk about tonight, and we hope that we can continue this soon. Ron B., national security expert, we always appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, and hang in there.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. Thank you.